This is Hannibal back here with a daily wrestling news update. Bad news for Cody Rhodes and Triple H, particularly Cody Rhodes. Ever since The Rock has been off WWE TV, we've seen the ratings drop significantly week after week. And this week for the draft on Smackdown, which is normally one of the most popular episodes of the year, did its lowest rating of the entire year. 0.58. That is the lowest SmackDown rating on the year. It featured a confrontation between AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. Now, now let me just ask you this, fans. I did pin AJ Styles 2 times in one night back when he was IWGP New Japan champion. Shouldn't I be the one getting the shot at Cody Rhodes? But it's what's interesting is that premium live event in France isn't even sold out for that match. I think Cody, people may have liked him chasing more that now that they see him as champion, maybe more and more people are realizing how boring and plain he is. That's just my opinion. Be interesting to see if they keep the title on him if things continue to go down all the way to next WrestleMania. Raw this week in Kansas City. Of course, sellout streak's been broken. 10,000 tickets out this morning. That's pretty good. That's still way better than AEW. Speaking of AEW, they've hired a new senior marketing director of live events. We all know their TV tapings have not been drawing well overall. Only 3,000 something in Winnipeg for this week, which is pretty bad because last time they were in Winnipeg, they had over 7,000. And Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and Don Callis are from Winnipeg, and they're all going to be at the Winnipeg show, from what I understand. So that shows you that, like, I'm sure they might get more than 3,000 by the night of if they get Jericho going around there doing publicity. But the huge thing about AEW is they put on these really long, boring shows. They false advertise people rather than just having the best of the best talent. They'll advertise all these stars that are going to come. Then the stars don't end up coming, and you end up with all these Ring of Honor matches, with which Ring of Honor is only on a streaming service. And most of the time, there's even a lot of locals in the Ring of Honor that no one's even seen before. So it's just, anyways, I should stop talking about it because I really almost have a headache thinking about AEW these days. Jeremy Flynn is going to be the new marketing director. He's from the professional bull rider circuit, which I have ridden bulls before, by the way, and I loved it. I actually was told that I could consider myself a cowboy, so I was really proud of that. Um, Jeremy Flynn, no relation to Jerry Flynn. And for the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, speaking of Dallas, Texas, Arlington, Texas, at AT&T Stadium, where I've been before. It's going to be where that Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight happens July 20th. Apparently, it's going to be a real fight that's going to go on both men's records. The main thing I'll say about that is I've read Mike Tyson's book and I've listened to it on audiobook twice. I'm a fan of Mike Tyson. As good a shape as he is, and I'm sure he has wellness doctors like giving him great treatments. He has been a heavy drug user since he was a teenager. I like him, okay? I'm not exaggerating. He even claimed that he was able to get access to some in jail. But there's been points in times where he just does massive amounts of drugs. Eventually that's got to start taking a toll on your body. Where Jake Paul, of course, he's not as skilled as Mike Tyson, but he's not known as a part like he parties from time to time, but he's not like a heavy, serious drug user and daily mushroom user and weed smoker. So I would think that that will play a big role in the fight, but obviously the clips of Mike on pads look pretty good. Hello, Alfred. Piper's doing great. I would love to get the Beverly Brothers interview, especially now that I think it's Bo's son that got fired, got canned. Alfred is not impressed with Cody. He's blah. He's plain. Someone said he's the Bob Backlund of our generation, but I actually liked Bob Backlund better. The Cody dorks are not a reliable fan base. Who is the face of women's wrestling in WWE now? I guess it's Becky Lynch and Ripley are the two top women's wrestling baby faces by far. Because we can say that Mercedes Moné in AEW has been a dud. She's been a dud up to this point. She's not affected ratings or attendance, and actually she's been getting negative reviews about her promos. Hopefully she can kill it in this match that she's having the end of May, which will be her first match in a long time. But she by far Rhea Ripley, I would say, is the like women's wrestler with the most buzz about her. And Becky Lynch also is especially now that Becky Lynch is going to become a free agent in a few months, and she's WWE champion. So I would say those two have the most buzz on them by far. Natalia, last I checked, is back down to NXT, sadly, as our women's representative. And the last I heard of Chelsea Green, she was getting arrested for looking like, or not arrested, kicked out of a hotel for looking like a prostitute. At a Fairmont hotel. Steve says, by the way, I do have an interview with Chelsea Green on here. Imagine what superstar Billy Graham would look like nowadays getting next to the midgets in AEW. There's too many small wrestlers in AEW. Way, way, way too many. And I'll say one more thing about the marketing guy. One bad thing about AEW's marketing is like we are by far the biggest wrestling channel in Canada. Very, very close to 480,000 subscribers. The second biggest is Renee Dupree, who works for Great North Wrestling. I believe it has 26,000 subscribers. Okay. And there's nothing even close to either of ours that I'm aware of. And I'm a wrestling shoot interview mark and wrestling news marks. There's some from other countries that are big, but not Canada. And AEW, they canceled the one interview that they had with Evil Uno on this channel before the Ottawa show where he no-showed the interview, something like that. But it's like you're gonna this is the biggest wrestling channel in Canada, and you're gonna have a guy no-show an interview when you have less than 3,000 tickets sold for a show. I don't know. And speaking of shitty looking wrestlers, that guy's a shitty looking wrestler. Bob Backlund's health, he's suffering from dementia, and sadly, that's a terrible thing to suffer with. Natalia Markova, Jack Kilby recently did an interview with her. I guess she lives in LA, but I would love to see her in Great North Wrestling, but she's good. She has a good look. I looked her up. She's really good. Solo would be a bigger draw than Cody. I think they should have kept the title on Roman Reigns and then had Roman Reigns against The Rock next year. That would have more buzz about it. Roman Reigns is a better like face of your company because he's cooler than Cody. And he was more over than Cody, and he was a success as champion. If you're still riding the success, why jump off that train? Like, why not just keep riding it until things start to go down? Because now things are starting to go down because you've changed things. That's just my opinion. The small wrestlers only. The one thing I will say about small wrestlers, Mad Dog Vachon was a good small wrestler. Okay, it's nothing against and the Young Bucks. If it was only the Young Bucks, that'd be fine. But there's so many small wrestlers in AEW. There's an overabundance of small wrestlers, and they all do these moves that you would never use in a real fight. So it's not realistic, and the spots are too cooperative looking, and some of these friggin' flip moves are just way too acrobatic. Like even this Meltzer driver that the Young Bucks did to Tony Khan, it looks so fake. Like it looks so fake. That's why everybody's laughing at this angle and taking it tongue in cheek, and it's not gonna help. It did get them publicity for him wearing the neck brace, but everyone just looks at it as a joke. Yes, Tony Khan is hurt, God bless him. Guess Roman wants to make movies. I think it was a Triple H decision to take the belt off Roman. They could have kept it on him. But honestly, they don't really have anyone else really ready. I mean, Cody, I guess I would say CM Punk is more popular than Cody. CM Punk has the potential to be more popular than Cody. I would have like honestly, CM Punk would have been a better champion, but he's injured. I would have kept it on Roman because other than Roman and CM Punk, I can't see anyone else that is going to keep things going at this point. Drew McIntyre, congratulations for making 4 million. I find you incredibly boring, but you have a good look to you. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for your comments. I'm going to post my interview with Rick Bassman very soon. He did a 3-hour interview with me last night. It was really good. I posted a few clips already.